All right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the December 11, 2024 meeting of the City of Lawrence Board of Parks and Recreation. First off, happy 208th birthday to the state of Indiana out of the Northwest Territory, so giddy up on that. And it is winter time out there. Virgil and I were lamenting that the older we get, the less we dislike it. Before we get going on anything of our business, serious note, I was just talking to Miss Taylor, Helen Taylor, and Ron Taylor, one of our employees, not an employee, he's a friend, comrade of all of us that have worked in the city forever and a day, getting an update on his health. He's the last one I'd ever thought that would have had that type of significant health issue. He's on the mend. It just hurts my heart a lot when I have a good buddy that goes down like that. So keep his health in your thoughts and prayers. And it is the holiday season, so however you celebrate it, make it fun. Good Lord, life's tough enough here as it is. First off, we can give a shout out LNLC boys tonight, LNLC girls tomorrow night, basketball-wise. Shout out to my LN football team, had a hell of a year. Daggone it, I thought they got hosed a little bit, that game against Brownsburg, but I'm editorializing, so I won't anymore. Mr. Martin's Hoosiers, my Irish, so it's a great time to be alive, folks. Let's enjoy the time that we have. And with that being said, we got the minutes, and thank you for covering me last month. I was taking care of my mom. So with that being said, are there any additions, subtractions, corrections to the minutes? If not, I'd entertain a motion.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Real quick, our new business, I'm going to jump ahead here. Ms. D handed out the meeting dates here for, God, I hate, when I taught, I always said, don't wish your lives away, kids, but sometimes you got to plan your lives away. And that's what we kind of have here a little bit. These are the meeting dates for 2025. It's hard to believe we're saying that.
Yeah, really.
If they're a D, I'll pick on you and Eric. This doesn't run into any national, religious, any conflicts that we know of? No. Eric, anything that you know of?
I'm aware of, no.
Okay, and I'm going to say, you wouldn't just throw this at us. If there are not, I would entertain a motion to accept the dates submitted for our gathering for next year.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. I got to get a new agenda in front of my head. Okay, here we go. Real quick, since I was not here, I'm going to give a shout out. You have to stand up, come to the podium, young lady. Always get the same look. I used to get that from other folks, it doesn't matter. I'm going to call you out. Very good. Couple things. Want to call you out on the veterans meals for Thanksgiving and the like.
Thank you.
Very good. And Romans gaming with the seniors.
Yes.
And what do we call the little folks on Saturday?
The Sprouts?
Sprouts.
Mhm.
So thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's opening it up. And our tree lighting in Civic Plaza, we kicked that off again. So thank you very much.
Awesome.
It's called
Thank you.
Screwing Up in Reverse. Pressure's on to keep it going.
I know.
Always told Corey Korn that. I'm telling you that. So
We're gonna keep
thank
it
you
going.
very much.
My
Any
pleasure.
updates or anything programming wise there?
Let's see. We still have our regular winter markets, and then Sprouts. We had our last Sprouts market this past Saturday. If you all could if you see it on our Facebook or social media pages and share it within your groups, that would be awesome. Just want to we have a sign out there now. We have some yard signs as well that we're going to put out around the city and around the campus just to try to get people out there. If you could just keep spreading the word, that would be awesome.
Okay.
Working on Black History Month now.
Thank you, ma'am.
Great. Thank
Three,
you.
three more weekends of winter, skating and
Yes.
3 more weekends.
That's it. Right? Yes.
Wow.
I don't know.
Thank you, ma'am.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Yep, that's make sure I want to take credit where credit's due. Any updates or questions? Eric, you got any updates for us here real quick?
Just real briefly, I was gonna comment the Winterfest and the city's involvement and all the floats. The parks didn't make a float this year, but we're really working on something for next year, so watch out.
What are you, a Cubs fan? Always next year.
And I guess if Jeff's giving shout outs, I want to thank the skateboard group. They had their group on in November, had a weekend skate and raised over $500 for upcoming projects for the skate park. So thank those guys for all the work they put in that day. And it's year end, so we're trying to get through vacation time. Dina and I are kind of tag teaming the office for the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And then we'll be back, everybody will be back in January, so. And as far as budget goes, we're at roughly 81% expended on the general budget, which is good, that we're gonna make it through the end of the year. And then on our non-reverting, we're at 72% of our, well, I'm sorry, 77% of our receipts have come in, 162,000, or I'm sorry, 151,000. And we've only expended year to date and 66,000, so did quite well monetarily this year on non-reverting.
Couple things here real quick on the budget. Where are we at for our budget for 2025? Where we're able to do the projects at A in the general budget, and where are we at moving forward? Where are we at with the non-reverting, with the available funds and non-reverting? 2 questions. And B, what projects beyond maintaining the parks are we going to be able to do in 2025?
Well, we put in for, of course, some equipment improvements, but we put in for a playground and shelter at 45th and Richard. That's in the budget. This year, we've put together funds enough in the last couple of days that we're doing a renovation of the Community Activity Center. So the whole month of January, we'll have our staff in doing painting and refixturing and that sort of thing. So, but as far as the general budget, we're still working off the same idea that what we proposed.
But the big issue we've kicked around now for 4 years, 3 years plus, is the parking lot at Community Park. Where are we at with being able, that's our centerpiece, where are we at with being able to rehab the parking areas at Community Park?
We're still in discussion with the stormwater group to see if we can.
Now, that's been shot down that you cannot do that, using stormwater projects to,
Well, you can still use it for infrastructure. Now, the paving, no, but we can utilize it for the drainage and the other.
but we can have all the finest drainage we want, but if it's like driving down Shadeland Avenue,
No, you're right.
where are we at on having a real parking lot for Community Park?
Was put in the budget for 2025, so if we don't know that it'll be funded or not.
Okay. That bothers me a whole lot. That's a project that we kicked around for 3 years.
Where is that in the budget?
It should have been in the professional services account.
Professional
Yeah,
service.
400 account.
Beyond striping fields, cutting grass, putting in one playground and buying new equipment, where are we at on being able to build, construct anything new, or even doing a high-end maintenance project? Where are we at being able to do that for 2025?
Well, our first plan is to get ample employees in we're working right now with 3 individuals in the maintenance division, so.
Right, I know that's down, but that's been an issue for 10 years. And I'm making this an issue because I've been doing this for forever and a day. What are we doing? It's Miss Liz, Tom Burns, Karen, Miss Crystal, we've been in education, the same dog and pony show of attracting and retaining. What are we doing to attract people and retaining people in our department? How do our starting salaries compare? And then what do they have to do? What do we have to do to retain these people? I mean, we've been going through this dog and pony forever.
Well, we don't have a problem of retaining, we just have a problem of having the funds available to hire the employees first.
So we want to do it,
Yes.
but it appears through the budgetary process, we're not real serious about doing it.
Well, as of when the budget was provided, it was 2 additional employees for the maintenance division, plus the 4 that we had or 5 that we had on hand. So, but right now, we've got a retirement and a.
I know we're limited. We keep adding new facilities and sites and the like, but our department does not continue to grow. How do we compare with entry-level folks to our surrounding areas? I mean, I'd really like to see a study. How many folks, I don't care if it's police, fire, DPW, parks, who have left our city to go elsewhere, but how do we compare with entry-level? I'll use the teacher comparison. The geniuses around the state of Indiana think $40,000 a year for a professional with a professional degree is going to attract, and it doesn't. What's going to attract somebody to come work for us? It's not my good looks. Hey. I mean, I'm irritated. We keep adding new facilities, and and it's getting to be an aging workforce in this department.
Yes, it is.
And we're not very serious. And I'm not blaming you or anybody, but this has been a long-term problem. And I'm not attacking police or fire, God forbid, because you can't police your way out of a situation. But what are we doing to attract folks?
Once we have the positions available, then we'll try to hit the.
And I know there are other obstacles other than fitness and being able to pass drug tests. I know all the obstacles. I'm grandstanding a little bit here, but I'm irritated that we're shorthanded, folks.
Yeah.
Big time.
Well, I think one thing that would help is if the mayor proposed raises for city employees if they got the raises. You know, because when you propose a raise and then it doesn't happen, that sends a bad message to anybody coming in here that we're not real serious about
Nope.
treating our employees properly. You know, whether they're paid more than somebody else, I don't know. That's,
Yeah.
you know, you can't tell by because the way people report things, you don't know whether they're
Yeah.
reporting everything or not.
And the younger generation, we talk about insurance and the benefits the city provides. These new employees don't necessarily want all the bells and whistles. They want money.
They want the cash up
Yeah.
front.
And it's,
Because they need the money to live, pay the rent. More importantly, you got to be able to afford rent and groceries and insurance, the immediately type of things.
Let me
So,
come back up just a minute.
yes, sir.
You said we get 2 new maintenance employees? I
I
thought,
put in so it'd be 7 in the maintenance division.
so we're supposed to have, so how many did we have at the beginning of 2024?
4.
4?
No, you had
No,
five.
5.
5.
5.
So we would be adding 2
2,
completely new positions.
yes. And although we filled the retirement, but filling that position,
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at. So definitely need those.
yes.
Yep, we do. Like I said,
Needed those for a long time.
yes, this is something new. And as I say, I'm honored that we keep adding facilities and the like, but we got to be able to maintain them.
It's amazing how many, Jeff and I have been around here for a long time, how many facilities, programs that we've added over the years.
And it's the same faces who have been servicing those facilities, and they're like me, they're getting old and falling apart, and eventually we'd like to, settle on the farm and
Well, yeah,
the like.
we've got to take care of what we got.
Yep. Any other questions for Eric? If not, under new business, Mr. Virgil, we have Fall Creek softball, baseball presentation. So if you'd like to come forward and give us an end-of-the-year report, or whoever from Fall Creek, I would entertain that. Come on down.
Hello.
Hello, hello. I got to change glasses.
Do I need to give my address?
No, just your title and why you're crazy enough to run a youth league.
All right, well, my name is Megan. I do reside here in Lawrence. Oh, I'm a little out of breath. I'm expecting a child.
When?
Not for a long
Okay,
time.
good. Okay, I
May.
don't want any surprises
It's
at my
gonna be a
park
long,
meeting.
long 5 months. I recently was added to the board. Actually, it'll be a year in January. I'm the parent liaison. And I came this evening. This is my first meeting, city council or parks. I came to just advocate for the park and our league. I just want to make sure that we're building a great relationship with all of you, including Eric's department,
Megan, what's your last name?
Taylor.
Taylor, okay,
Yes, sir.
thank you.
And I don't really have anything to report as far as I understand our numbers are average to other leagues. No information as far as that's concerned that I really have available to me. I just really wanted to introduce myself and make sure that I'm reaching out to the right people. Miss Helen, I met her in the parking lot. Jeff, I watched the meeting in October. And Eric, thank you very much. Anything that we can do to make it a better relationship or that we can maybe reach out to you guys for would be welcomed and appreciated because we'd really like to build the enthusiasm around the park. Right? We have a lot of great parents, a lot of wonderful children that we're supporting right now. Whew, excuse me.
You're okay.
And we have a lot of really great ideas. So you were all talking about young people coming in, and so we actually have a new coach that's on our board who's very enthusiastic, who has a lot of great ideas, and we just would like to reinvigorate the league at the community park. Am I allowed to ask a question?
By all means.
Okay, thank you. I believe you two may have been discussing, or all of you were discussing painting the community center. It's in the budget for next
The
year.
Community Activity Center is in the budget.
Is that the community
that's a
park
smaller-
center on Franklin Road?
That's a small building in the back.
It's the small building that's towards the back. Right now, I know they're having to work
Okay.
hard on the floor in the community center, that the continual pain in the rumpus there. But is there a need to do some pretty
I
enough?
certainly use the.
Because it
the
gets
do-
used a lot.
And the doors could be, actually, the door replacements in the budget for next year.
And the both of you gentlemen said it very well, right? So we have a lot of facilities that have probably been around for a very long time that need work.
We met
And
today.
Including
Oh,
that.
I'm sorry, sweetie.
No, you're fine. I just wanted to make sure that we were discussing the same building. That's all. Thank you for answering that.
Eric and I met with Deputy Chief of Staff Leandre Level today in a very, 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 very good meeting today on things that need to be addressed throughout all of our parks. A lot of it not real glamorous, and part of it is security issues, new doors, automatic locks in our facilities, cameras. And you hate to think that you go down that road, but our parks are dawn to dusk, but they're open 24/7, and we all know that. That's a constant struggle that, not forget Lawrence, Fishers has this issue, Carmel has this issue, Indy has it of maintaining, not only we can build it, but we need to preserve it and make sure, try to control nefarious activities that go on. And that's a big issue, but I know, new doors. If painting's an issue for community center, forget Little League a minute. Community center's it's a moneymaker
It
for
is.
us down,
What are you talking about, you talking about the activity center?
Right now, the big community center at
Okay, but is that what we're painting, or the?
No, we're painting the community, the activity
Activity
center.
Center.
Smaller building.
Pigeon Building. Well, we
wanna
can
make
speak,
sure I
if
get
you
it.
ever wanna have a lecture why you
No,
be
that's
quiet,
don't-
Virgil.
let's don't go.
And why we have a code word, if you've been around here long enough, you ever wanna lecture or just wanna learn about the behind the scenes stuff, we'll all do a big dinner sometime of why we have the name for these buildings that we have. But that community center, I know, is a hub for the youth, not only youth, but community activity. It's a gathering area.
Yeah.
That's why I pushed Eric hard on the parking lot at Community Park. That is that's the I mean, I grew up at 8304 East 48th Street. They're in the middle of the middle of the middle. We've got improvement on Franklin Road, Fort Harrison. It is in the middle. And when I still see, it's not, forget it. It's not only a park, it's not just paving, but it's an image thing. When we bring in folks for soccer in particular that come through there, you know, that is our hub park. And I know Mayor Deb has a vision of enhancement for that park beyond just soccer and baseball. And, you know, enhancing the parking availability and quality of it is important, so.
Yeah, absolutely, and our Little League Baseball is on the same page. We'd like to enhance the way the league looks there. You know, we have a wonderful maintenance, Virgil, you're familiar with
Yep.
him. He does a wonderful job on the fields, but outside of that scope, right, we just want to contribute also, as well as the city,
Add to
to
the-
that,
Yep.
so we can bring more people in as well. Yep. There are some other things that maybe we can do to revitalize our program, which would be access to some of the items we have at the Lee Road address. So while I'm still new, I don't have all the information, but I would like to see a relationship to just, you know, help us get us back on our feet a little bit more than we already are. But that's really it. That's all
And
I
I'll-
wanted to say today.
If I could make a point, if you ever want Jeff or I or Roman is our recreational coordinator.
Yes, I saw him when I was watching a video, excuse me,
So
from
if we can-
October.
So if we
Yes.
can, you know, maybe come to your meetings or even, you know, have some discussion one-on-one with the group, we'd love to do that. So
Yep.
just sending us an invitation, we'll get there.
Well, that's wonderful to know. We also have some representation that will be in touch, so we can make sure that, you know, we continue to do what's best for the parks. I really appreciate everybody today. This is kind of fun.
Yeah,
So-
I always told people, as long as I've been in, these guys have heard me say it these guys a million times, if we try to have, these are park stuff, they're supposed to be enjoyable.
I love the parks.
Yes.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
I can't wait to talk to all of you again.
When are you due, huh?
In May.
Oh, man, you got plenty of
Yeah,
time
it's
to
gonna
get
be a
on.
long time.
Being no other business, any public comment, feel free, come on down, please, sir. You're bundled up. I don't blame you. Just state your name, your
Good
address.
evening. I'm Anthony Weather, parent, coach, commissioner, board member for the same park, Lawrence Fall Creek. Megan did a great job. It's just a few things that I just want to touch on
Okay.
so that you can hear exactly what we need. Okay, just got it on my phone. All right.
You're okay.
First off, we're trying to get into the facility at Lee Road. We're trying to do some things to enhance our program. So me and a couple parents and other coaches, we're gonna dedicate our time to train the kids on the off season and during the season. So we've been trying to get a key to get in here for about 8-9 months. You know what I mean? I've been riding over there. The door is wide open. The gate is up, but it's got a lock on it.
Virgil can pick them up tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
You're inside our brain. That was the
Okay.
big discussion of this morning, yes.
All
President,
right, that's
Yes,
good.
sir.
That means a lot.
are we talking about the field house?
Yeah.
Field house at Lee Road Park,
Yeah.
yeah.
And, what's the, okay, so,
Yeah.
okay, I'm with you.
The cathedral, old cathedral
Yeah, I
field
wanna
house.
make sure I had that.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying that, but that's okay.
All right, next is scoreboard. We don't have a scoreboard. Well, do we have one and it's over at the other field? Is that what it is?
There's more than, I'm not sure exactly, I think there's 3 over there that are in storage.
So, and we just trying to get them put up. Because right now, our kids don't have a scoreboard. We have one set of lights on the field. When the seasons change and it gets dark early, we have to shut our games down early because the kids can't even see the ball coming to the
Well, even
outfield.
more important, being able to play, that's where I played ball at, way back. I played with Ruth and Maris. Yeah, when you kids want to play ball in April, that's the important time. You know, gets to August, there's other things in it, but they want to play in April, so yes.
PA system, which I believe the speakers are still up at Lee Road on. It's a whole lot of things that we were promised that was gonna happen when the move happened, and I think they just forgot all about us, you know. So we're here, that's why we're here. We're here to show our faces.
Yes.
So you can hear our voices, you know. It's a lot of, you know what I mean, we have a lot of kids, but we losing a lot of kids. You know what I mean? Lawrence baseball, that's really where it started at over there at that park.
I
You
played
know,
in the first,
OYO, they fed off of us.
I played in the
Okay.
first 8-year-old league, which started in 1971. The flagpole that's out there was dedicated on opening day. God, being a history doesn't come, and we tell stories as teachers. But yeah, I was part of the first 8-year-old league in April of 1971. I always measure everything by president, so that means Nixon was president, second term almost. He hadn't broken into Watergate yet.
He did.
But yeah, I was part of that whole, when they dedicated that pole, so yes, it's rooted in that.
The parking lot, like you discussed, the bathrooms, I think we need work in the bathrooms. You know what I mean? Even if they just get clean on a regular by the city. I drive around in my truck, I'm a project manager, so I move around, and I can ride by that park in the summertime. I don't know how many times, and I see about 5 or 6 city trucks just sitting out there in the parking lot, and they're not doing anything. Well, when you're out there taking your break, why don't you clean the bathrooms or something? You know what I mean? It's things that can be done, you know? But like, once again, I think we just been shot by the wayside. And then we haven't complained and haven't said anything. So when you do that, you don't know that we're here, you know? You don't, and our main goal is really not to teach these kids baseball. It's to teach them how to become a pillar in the community.
Become young men.
You know what I mean? A lot of the kids we get have real low self-esteem issues. You know, and we see it, and we firsthand with it, and we out here giving our time. And, you know what I mean? If we're giving our time, all we ask for y'all is to give us what we need to teach these kids what they need to know. And I'm gonna leave it right there. Okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you, my friend.
Anthony, what was your last name?
Anthony Weather.
Weather.
Weather, like the weather outside.
Oh,
Weather.
Yes,
which is cold.
it's cold.
Mr. Missouri,
Hi,
how you doing, sir?
my name's J.D. Mazur. I'm married to Liz, the counselor back here. And I just wanted to report to you that Vernon Isaacs, the Boy Scout, did install the plantings.
Yes, he did.
With Eric's help, I believe.
I just marked it out. He did all the
I was
work.
gonna,
Yeah.
that was on my ask question list.
Yeah, and and I would hope that next time a Boy Scout comes, that maybe would have a project that would give the city a little better visibility and notoriety for our butterflies, like along the dog park, that would receive some favorable consideration from the Parks Committee.
Well, in our meeting today with Mr. Lovell, we may have given Miss Liz a bigger project to take on,
Oh, good.
which I'll reach out to you through an email at Richard Park, that we'd really like to replicate something from Indianapolis. So I will send you an email. It's beyond pollinators, but it's definitely in our scope of what we want to. We've got land to use beyond just for kicking balls and, you know, all of that, putting playgrounds in. So I will share, and it's a bit labor intensive, but it's not a big expense. So I will share with you in an email there, Ms. Liz.
Well, she has lots of contacts that are willing to
Well, that's kind of
dedicate
why I
their
was
time.
hoping,
Yeah.
dealing with Indy Urban Gardens and the like. So I will bug you.
And I always go to the city council, the common council, about the dog park. But one thing that you're probably already 3 steps ahead of me, Eric, the dog park gets a lot of use.
Oh, geez.
There's a lot of people that go there, a lot of dogs, they run around. And we might want to consider reseeding at some point because it's turning into a muddy mess now. And I just think, I don't know if it's ryegrass or bluegrass or something that would be more conducive to,
Yeah, probably something like a
Fescue.
creeping fescue or something. that
Yeah.
would,
I'd
stand
really
up
like to
better.
see is expand that dog park to the east side of the driveway there a bit. I mean, it's called screwing up in reverse, but you're right, it's used all the time and it's just exploded, and that's one of those terms I picked up from coaching, and we've screwed up in reverse with the popularity of that dog park. And I don't know if you put in another one or take that one and expand it to the east side of the driveway. I don't know which is best. That's something possibly to explore.
well, the regular dog parkies had their Thanksgiving or not Thanksgiving, Halloween costume party. And that was well attended, and there were prizes, so it's a fun park. It's a
Oh,
fun
yeah.
group of people that go there on the regular.
They're very
So it's-
loyal. That's the one thing when we met about how we treat the whole thing. And we had I always call it our kitchen table meeting out there, which is a hell of a way it's a hell of a way to get to know your neighbors and what their concerns. If you know what I'm talking about, we met back in the summer. Liz and folks that Liz brought to us had concerned about how, treating weeds and the like at that dog park. I sat in the rocking chair, they came up, I know where I wanted to go the whole time. But, include us. If you have another event, include me, any of the board, or Eric at any of those events, because I really would like to see our dog park expanded. Like I said, either at another park or, like I said, on the east side of the driveway.
And it's a fun group of people
Yes.
that go from Geist to
Yeah,
the
no
apartments.
no
and-
boundaries. And,
Yeah, it's all
they always
sorts of
said,
people.
what's an icebreaker? Back in the day, it may be if you were of childbearing age, if you had a kid that got mothers or fathers together, but everybody has a pet from 18 to 108. So I'm a cat guy. I'm not gonna bring my cat there, but I am a big dog person also.
Yeah, I am too. What do you know?
Yeah, got 3 cats. Never home for a dog.
Funny.
But yes, I saw the plannings for in, and if that Boy Scouts have, like I said, send it to us, and Lizzie and I will be, what we talked about today, trying to maybe expand and going down a different route with use of one of our parks.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anybody else? Public? Going once, twice? Tiny library lady, how's it going with it? I saw you walk in, you can't hide. Come on down, I want to give you a shout out. Then we'll wrap this up real quick. I saw you got, it's up and going and flying.
Right. It's but it's slow activity now because it's cold weather.
Yeah, it's like
Not-
anything else.
Yeah, but yeah, they're in, and I put a planter box around the
Right.
one at the Lawrence Community Center because just the way that was going in,
Yes.
I had this weird looking mound. So in the spring, I'll plant some flowers in it, and I think that'll just add to it. So
Got it.
again, I really appreciate it. No, I happened to stop by. I was just going to see if I can catch Eric for a few minutes after the meeting.
Well, I saw you sneak in. I wouldn't have let you just escape. I thank you very much, and thank you. It's another one
Well-
of those pieces.
Yeah, well, no, thank you. It really means a lot to all of us. And my house is just full of books.
There you go.
I'm
You may,
waiting
like
for
I said,
spring.
screwed up in reverse. But there are other
I did.
places
I
that we
did,
could
so.
put these. So
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Board, public, being none. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, however you celebrate. Since I have the gavel, go Cats. So there